Hey everybody, Sean Yesner here. So, wanted to do a very quick Facebook Live for all of you. The house is quiet. My wife and kids are actually outside exercising with the neighbor across the street, social distancing, of course. But I thought I'd take the time, the quiet, to do a Facebook Live. And I apologize, it's been a while since I've done a Facebook Live for you all. So, what I put in the comments here was how much debt is required to be able to file bankruptcy. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I get asked that question a lot. A lot of clients ask me, how much debt do I need to have in order to be able to file bankruptcy? And typical attorney answer, it depends. It depends on how much debt you have. It depends on what your income is. It depends on your circumstances. And so a lot of people are scared of filing bankruptcy. And I always get to the stage where I ask the client, so how much debt do you have? And you can see the wheels turning in their head, and I can literally see in their head what their thinking is. Do I tell Sean what I really have? Do I make up a number? Do I go lower than what I think I have? Do I go higher than what I think I have? The answer is really just tell me, how much money do you have? Or how much debt do you have? You know, number one, anything you tell me in a consultation is confidential. I can't repeat it to anybody. Even if I want to, the Florida bar won't let me repeat anything. But number two, I need that information to be able to assess your situation. And so, to straight up answer the question, how much debt does someone need to have to be able to file bankruptcy? I answer that question, more debt than you can reasonably afford to repay. So what does that mean? Well, let's say 50 grand in debt. Let's take that number, $50,000 in credit card debt. And I don't care, IRS debt, student loan debt, credit card debt. Now, for this exercise, for this conversation, I'm not counting secured debt. So I'm not counting houses, I'm not counting cars. What I'm counting is unsecured debt, student loans, IRS, credit cards, medical bills, maybe judgments you have against you for one reason or another. That's what I'm counting as debt. So $50,000 in debt. Well, for somebody that makes $35,000, $40,000 a year, $50,000 is insurmountable. I mean, you can not pay any expenses, save for 2 years, not pay groceries, not pay utilities, not pay rent, not pay mortgage, not pay anything, and save for 2 years, and you might just be able to save up $50,000. I get it. So for someone like that, I would say bankruptcy might be a good idea. Now, there's a ton of other factors that we can go into. Maybe I'll get into in later videos. But for somebody making $50,000 and earning $35,000 or $40,000, yeah, I would say that's more debt than you can afford to repay. Now, what about somebody making $500,000 or $1 million a year? $50,000, that's, a couple days worth of work. Wouldn't we all like to have that problem? So what I would say is for somebody who makes $500,000, $100,000, $200,000, $250,000, $500,000, $1 million more, yeah, $50,000 may not necessarily be enough. I've used the analogy before that you're using a bazooka to kill a housefly. So that's one of the first questions. Obviously, there's a lot more considerations that we need to go over if you're interested in filing, or if you know someone who's interested in filing for bankruptcy. There's a lot of other considerations we have to go over, like what kind of assets do you own? What is your income? What is your source of income? How many people live in the house? Have you filed before? There's all kinds of other questions and all kinds of other factors. But the very first question, the very first factor that we get is, how much debt do I need to have in order to be able to file? And I think the answer reasonably is more than you can afford to repay on a reasonable basis, more than you can afford to pay over a reasonable amount of time. So that'll do it for this video. I appreciate you all watching, and I will be back tomorrow, probably in the morning again. I think the house will be quiet. So look for that next video. If you want me to answer a question, let me know. I'm sitting here in my home office, which is actually my living room. You can see the accent wall behind me and the decoration there up above me, which actually says, I'll move this up so you can see, it actually says love. It was created by my wife, and so we put it up here in the living room in my home office. So that'll do it for this video. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for submitting questions. Please continue to do so. You can also subscribe to the Crushing Debt podcast, where I do deep dives into a lot of this stuff. Speaking of, for those of you still watching this far, as I record this, tomorrow is the release of my interview with Mike Michalowicz, the author of Profit First, The Pumpkin Plan, and his newest book, Fix This Next. Fantastic interview, super excited. Clearly the biggest get that I've received. Sorry for anyone who's watching who is a Crushing Debt podcast alumni, but clearly the biggest get that I've received so far in my podcasting career in terms of a guest. It was amazing talking to him. He was dropping nugget bomb after nugget bomb. I was writing down, I was taking notes, and I don't even do that a lot for my own show because I'm recording it and I'm listening to it. But a ton of great content, and I appreciate you all tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.